This is your 30 Purple Minutes feature campus question special edition. My name is David Mann, and I'm here at the UCC of Western University finding out how students feel about the City of London and how it fits into their future career plans.
I don't really know so far yet. I wouldn't mind settling down here after I'm done university, but I don't know about the whole job market for, especially I'm in like economics, so like business and stuff. I'm not totally sure what the market's like here.
Like if I was going to continue with school, Western, I would definitely stay in London, but I don't think job-wise I would stay in London.
How could London better appeal to Western graduates?
I think there needs to be a lot more investments in London in terms of industries and businesses coming to London. I think the location is pretty good. It's not far from Toronto. It's not far from Detroit.
I think maybe if they got the businesses to offer more internships and co-op opportunities for students out of school, I think that would be a better way of retaining people in.
London has been known to be strictly a student town, so you come here as a student and then you just are supposed to leave.
We're shifting gears downtown now to find out why people stay in London and how can it be more attractive to students who just graduate from school.
I love the atmosphere here and the mix of restaurants that they have available. There's some theater here. There's even, folk music or jazz or whatever you're into.
It's a good place to live because you got some fun stuff to do, like you got a downtown and the JLC and concerts and stuff, but it's not too busy like a big city in Toronto or as expensive as like a big city like Vancouver.
How could London better appeal to Western graduates?
I think a lot of it comes down to job opportunities for sure. I think London's maybe in a bit of a tough spot right now. On the job front, with some of the big factories and stuff closing in the East End.
The stories of the industries that actually really do need young people to come and work with them, I think that story needs to be told more clearly. I'm thinking of the computer industry and the design industry as well.
Even where I work, we have lost people recently, so it is a difficult question to really answer, but I think probably as I did in my youth, I always wanted to go somewhere else rather exciting.
Dr. Gillian Kernahan is the president and CEO of St. Joseph's Healthcare here in London. She has been in the St. Joseph's medical family for 30 years now, after initially starting as a family doctor. Before that, Gillian completed her undergrad and attended medical school at Western. Though Gillian stayed in London after finishing school, she understands why so many graduates leave.
They're attracted back to their family where they live, and so they go back to be closer to family. There isn't always the same opportunities, particularly if people are single at the end of university. There isn't the same sort of singles network, and that's something that businesses have realized, that it's not visible. There's a good music scene here, there's good restaurants here, but it's not as visible as it is in Toronto and Ottawa, for example, for young professionals to really, from a social life perspective, to really have the kind of social life that they're looking for.
Gillian remains connected at Western as an assistant professor at the Schulich School of Medicine and Dentistry. And as a CEO at St. Joseph's, she is aware of the job prospects in this field.
I think our medicine and dentistry, we do have a number in the health sciences that do stay in London. London's known for its healthcare, and we do manage to keep people who are doing graduate work and research because we have good research institutes here. I think the challenge is more in the business community, so opportunities in engineering and in other businesses. There just hasn't been the same connection for internships or studentships in that process at the universities, so students don't necessarily know the businesses.
The biggest piece of advice that Dr. Kernahan offers graduate students is to keep all doors open.
When I started my career in family medicine, if you told me that down the road I would be the CEO of the hospital that I trained in, I would have told you were nuts. I think that it's important that when in our careers we take advantage of opportunities that are presented to us, not to be afraid of trying something new, and you never know where you may end up.
Meanwhile, back at Western, University Student Council President Matt Helfand shares similar concerns for Western graduates in London.
About 10% of our students are international students. The other 90%, a lot of them do come from the Greater Toronto area, and I think that a lot of people like to go back home. So, they see Western and they see London as a place to go for university, but don't necessarily see it as a place to stay afterwards.
While Matt praises London for its affordable houses, good schools, and good neighborhoods, he recognizes the missing elements London has as a city for recent graduates.
There's also a very important aspect of the work-life balance that I don't think is here. I think London is a great city for people who are in university. I think it's a great city for people who are above 30 and looking to start a family. This last summer was the first summer that I lived in London. And that was because I was working here, and my work-life balance was very poor. And I didn't necessarily have my group of friends, and I think that without the Western students, to me, it didn't feel like home. And I think what we really need to see is a little bit of change in that regard. And it did feel like a dead city in the summer.
The Health and Administration has been hard at work since taking office at the end of last school year, but Matt is quick to point out that Western has not always had the greatest relationship with the city.
We're not necessarily a co-op intensive school. We're not necessarily an experiential learning intensive school. That's not our primary goal. Now, we are pretty good, but there's still room to improve. And I don't know what that looks like just yet, but I know that there's something that can be done.
Emerging Leaders is a non-profit organization devoted to retaining 20 to 44-year-old talent within the city. They offer networking events and leadership programs on a regular basis. After all, it's this demographic who create new companies, workers, and ideas that benefit everyone in London. Well, one thing is for certain, Western University and London are working together to make the city more appealing to students following their graduation. For your 30 Purple Minutes Feature Campus Questions Special Edition, I'm David Mann.